Hey, this is Ari, and in this video, you're going to see a little clip from a podcast I did with Dr. Keisha Ewers on how trauma is linked with gut health and brain health and hormonal health and energy levels. So I strongly encourage you, check out this clip and make sure you go deeper on this topic by clicking the link below this video to watch the full-length episode. Enjoy.
And then the number 3 is to heal hurt. And that's what I always call the missing piece of the puzzle, And so you said easy things, healing your hurt, to me, I think is as important as brushing your teeth in the morning, as far as like how reflexive I want it to be for people in their lives, that if they find themselves getting angry or frustrated or annoyed about anything, that they can instantly start tracking that and start to expand and get more resilient with it. And the expansion part comes from Buddhist psychology. Buddhists have many, many thousands of years of sitting around and watching the mind, and have a very elegant and beautiful way of understanding perception. In fact, they've labeled 17 levels of perception for anything. Like, you look at a brown table in front of me, that registering brown, I went through 17 different processes to get there in my mind. And what they say is about that the way you perceive is based on how you've always perceived. And so you create patterns and they just keep repeating themselves like fractals. And so they talk about halfway through those 17 steps, there's this place they call the karmic gateway. It's like, I call it the gap, where you can open it up a little bit if you have some intention and will to do it. And you can look at how you've always done it and do it differently this time. And then that will create, if you keep practicing it, a new karmic pattern for yourself, so that then you'll start perceiving that way. So if you're someone that has always thought the world is out to get you, or people can't be trusted, then you can actually look at that. Like, you should have seen me before I started doing this work, going into the airport with TSA, I would get really anxious. And I couldn't figure it out. I know no one likes getting pulled over, but when I was a teenager getting pulled over, I would immediately start crying, and I was hyperventilating, and it was because someone in authority I didn't trust because of my early patterning. So when I was able to start working with that, now I can go through the airport with TSA and I'm totally fine. And if I ever get pulled over, I'm totally fine, and so I opened that gap a little bit and created a new way of processing that wasn't based on a traumatized 10-year-old kid. And then it created a new trajectory for now I can process it that way all the time. So that's what I created. You mentioned it in the bio, the You Unbroken program, and that's what it is. It's helping people develop emotional resilience, and also some autogenic training to help them really get in touch with the nervous system and the brain function of stress, so they can retrain it. It's one of the things why I started studying Buddhist psychology, is because they're so good at training the brain.
Hey, this is Ari. I hope you enjoyed this video. And one more thing before you go. Actually, two more things. One is, if you enjoyed this particular little clip, the link to the full-length podcast is in the description down below. So make sure to check that out. Also, one more thing. Let me ask you a question. What if I could show you how to double your energy levels and dramatically improve your brain function, reducing your anxiety and depression to a degree on par with antidepressant drugs, but without the side effects? Sound pretty interesting? Well, there are, in fact, numerous compounds that can do this, that have been shown to do this. And I'll take you through just a few of these very briefly. One of them is rhodiola rosea. And this has been shown in studies, rhodiola rosea extract in people with stress-related fatigue and exhaustion, to cut their levels of fatigue and brain fog in half in less than a month. Just this one compound. There's another compound in my formula Energenesis called NT factor phospholipids that's been shown to help repair mitochondrial membranes and mitochondrial health to the level of healthy 29-year-olds taking people with deteriorated mitochondria who are over the age of 65, restoring it to the level of healthy 29-year-olds. And that has been shown in numerous studies in various types of chronic fatigue, aging-associated chronic fatigue, obesity-related chronic fatigue syndrome, to increase energy levels by 30 to 45% in the span of 4 to 12 weeks, depending on the specific study. So dramatic improvements in a very, very short period of time. Two more compounds that are amazing, I highly recommend, that are in my formula, Ultra Brain, along with Rhodiola rosea. Saffron extract. This has been shown to increase levels of, improve your mood, I should say, and decrease levels of depression on par with fluoxetine, which is Prozac. And not only that, but with fewer side effects. It's much safer and much less likely to cause negative effects than antidepressant drugs are. Acetyl L-carnitine is another compound that's been shown to dramatically improve brain health in older adults. It also improves energy levels in older adults with chronic fatigue by between 40 to 50% in just the span of 2 to 4 months. And the last thing I'll mention here is acetyl L-carnitine has also been compared to antidepressant drugs and been shown, like saffron, to be as effective as antidepressant drugs in combating depression, but without the harmful side effects that so often occur with the drugs. So this is just a small sampling of the over 35 compounds that are in my formulas, Energenesis and Ultra Brain, that are all proven to dramatically improve energy levels, mitochondrial health, and brain health, and much, much more. And I highly recommend that you go check these out. If you're struggling with depression or anxiety or brain fog, if you're struggling with stress-related exhaustion and burnout, if you're struggling with chronic fatigue, go check out these formulas, give them a shot. I promise you are going to be blown away by the results. And like I said, the science has already proven that these things work. So you don't have to just take my word for it. There's lots of research to support that, and I'll even link to some of that research down below so you can verify everything that I just said for yourself. So the links to those studies will be in the description for this video down below. So check them out. Check out the formulas on theenergyblueprint.com. Again, Energenesis is the mitochondrial formula, and Ultra Brain is our brain formula. Check them out, try them out, and I think you're going to be blown away by the results. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you again soon.